Welcome back to Murder Minutes. Now let's kill some time. The Caylee Anthony trial is a notorious murder case that took place in 2011. Caylee was accused of murdering her 2-year-old daughter, Caylee Anthony, and then covering up the crime by disposing of her body. The trial lasted 6 weeks and was one of the most high-profile cases in recent history. The story began in 2008 when Caylee's mother, Cindy, called the police to report that her granddaughter had been missing for a month. Caylee initially told the police that Caylee had been kidnapped by a babysitter, but this story quickly fell apart when it was discovered that the babysitter didn't exist. Over the course of the investigation, it was revealed that Caylee had been lying about many aspects of her life, including her employment and her daughter's whereabouts. On December 11, 2008, Caylee's remains were found in a wooded area near the Anthony family home. The prosecution alleged that Caylee had suffocated Caylee with duct tape and then disposed of her body. The defense, on the other hand, claimed that Caylee had accidentally drowned in the family's swimming pool and that Caylee had panicked and covered up the death. The trial was highly publicized, and both the prosecution and defense presented their cases in a dramatic fashion. The prosecution argued that Caylee was a habitual liar who had killed her daughter because she was interfering with her partying and social life. They presented forensic evidence linking her to the crime scene, testimony from witnesses who had seen her behavior in the weeks following Caylee's disappearance, and a pattern of deceitful behavior. The defense, on the other hand, attempted to cast doubt on the prosecution's evidence and presented its own theories about what had happened to Caylee. They argued that the prosecution had failed to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt and that the evidence was circumstantial. They also pointed to George Anthony, Caylee's father, who they claimed had been sexually abusing Caylee since she was 8 years old, as a possible suspect. One of the most memorable moments of the trial was when George Anthony took the stand. George had initially supported Caylee's story about Caylee's kidnapping, but had later changed his tune, testifying that he believed Caylee had drowned in the family pool and that Caylee had asked him to help her cover up the death. George's testimony was emotional and gripping, and it left many people wondering what had really happened to Caylee. In the end, the jury found Caylee not guilty of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter of a child. She was found guilty of 4 counts of providing false information to a law enforcement officer. The verdict was met with shock and outrage from many people who had followed the trial closely. The Caylee Anthony trial remains controversial to this day. Some people believe that Caylee got away with murder and that the evidence against her was overwhelming. Others believe that the prosecution failed to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt, and that the verdict was the correct one. Regardless of what people believe, the trial of Caylee Anthony will always be remembered as one of the most high-profile murder cases in recent history. Thanks for killing time with us. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments section. We would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Murder Minutes out.